Hello and welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. Hope all are doing amazing out there and taking care of yourselves the best way you know how to, and pursuing your dreams in the best way that you know how to. There are so many things in life that we want to pursue. There are things in life that we want to achieve, things that we want to see and accomplish, things that we want to feel in ourselves, in our lives. And there's so much desire within all of that, and it seems so difficult trying to get to that place that we want to be from where we are. And, I've kind of spoken about just how, in the episode about the work, that there's just this constant process that we have. And as we take in new information, whether it's something that we feel will help us in our lives or not, we try to take that information and move it into our lives and move it into these part of our lives that are going to be the most, or the ones that are causing us the most pain, the ones that are causing us the most disruption. And we're trying to shift those into a different place. And as we kind of do that, it's really us breaking down barriers of us breaking down beliefs that we've had. And I was listening to an audio, and like I said, like this is the work. This is the work that we're all doing. And no matter where we are along this process, no matter how much in flow that you are with the things in your life and whatever circumstances arise, these are all things that we're still working towards. These are all things that different circumstances are going to bring about new experiences for us. It's going to bring about new thoughts, new ideas, new things that maybe you didn't realize you were holding on to. So I was listening to this audio, and I feel like it was an explanation of something that I feel is so important for us to understand, and something that I've touched base on many times, but I've never heard the word so clearly as I did in this audio. And I believe that it's so clear that I feel as though it'll resonate with all of you that are listening. So it's essentially looking at our lives and the beliefs that we've had, and how they shape the things that we're seeing in our world, the things that we're seeing in our life. And so often it's hard for us to kind of recognize that. But this metaphor that he was using was just a perfect example that I think kind of gets exactly at that. So imagine you walk outside, you have some sunglasses in your hand, some blue sunglasses, and you walk outside and you just look at the world and you see it just purely as it is, just in the true way that it is meant to be. And then you keep walking, and then you put on your sunglasses. And as you put on your sunglasses, now everything is tinted blue. Your entire vision, your perspective of the world is now tinted blue. It's everything that you saw before is no longer there. It's now shrouded by this vision, by this lens. And just as we have a lens that we can put over our eyes to reflect the world that we see in a different way, many of the things that we see in our world are due to lenses that are within our own minds, different shades that we have within our own minds. And as we try to move towards our true self, happiness, joy, freedom, we have to remove these shades, so to speak, remove these lenses from our minds, remove these beliefs that are keeping us from realizing the truth of the happiness that we want to express, the fullness that we want to have in our lives, the wholeness that we want to experience within ourselves. We have to remove these lenses, these beliefs that make you feel uncomfortable, that make you feel bad, that make you feel unworthy, that make you feel alone and isolated or weak or unimportant. All these feelings are layers or lenses that have been placed in your mind by people outside of you and the world outside of you. They're not true. You are amazing. You are amazing exactly as you are. And as you remove those lenses, from within your own mind, you can start to see the world in a different way, because you're seeing yourself in a different way. You're seeing your interaction with everything around you in a different way. That lens has been removed. Those shades are taken off, and you are able to see the world in a brighter perspective. Now, I mean, it's probably kind of weird to see like people wearing double sunglasses or something like that, but the lenses within our own minds are layered so deep that as we remove different lenses, there are still lenses that we have to move past or look through or remove in order for us to truly live in the happiness that we want to live in. So I was going to skip this week, just to accommodate towards my move that I've been kind of dealing with. And as I was getting things together and kind of dealing with just this entire move process, I was listening to this audio, and I felt as though this message was something so clear that I felt I needed to share. I wanted to share it. So this is a much shorter episode than the usual episodes, but I felt like I just wanted to kind of get that out there, because there's so many things that we struggle with, so many things that we believe are the truth of the world that we see, or the truth of ourselves, or the truth of our reflection in the world, and it's not as true as we believe it to be. There are lenses that are placed within our minds that are keeping us from really connecting with ourselves and the world around us. So, as I kind of heard that example, I thought that was just a perfect metaphor for exactly just the things that we're dealing with. As you deal with those traumas, as you deal with removing those anxieties, those doubts, those fears, those worries, those are all lenses that you're shedding. And as we can kind of look at the world and say, what lens am I seeing through right now? Am I seeing through a lens of isolation? Am I seeing through a lens of weakness? Am I seeing through a lens of fearfulness? And then the way that we know that we're looking through that lens is by seeing what around us is in correspondence with that same feeling. If you feel weakness, do you see things outside of you that are happening outside of what you feel is your power? Do you feel like you're a small drop in a pond when you see certain things in the world? That is you looking through a certain lens, that lens of isolation, that lens of maybe I'm powerless, maybe there's nothing I can do to help. There are circumstances that will come up in your life, or things that you'll see through that lens that will accommodate towards what you're thinking or what that belief is. Do you believe that you're lonely or isolated? Maybe in your environment, the lens is going to show you maybe a lack of a fulfilling relationship. Maybe you feel as though you're not in close contact with as many friends as you used to be. There will be signs of isolation in your environment. The lens is going to show you the tint in which you are seeing through. I mean, there's no other way that you can see the world other than the lens that you're looking through. So the only thing that we can do now is to recognize what lens we're looking through and know and acknowledge that it is just a lens, that it is not the truth of who we are. And if it was the truth of who we are, then we would feel good while doing it. It would feel right while doing it. There would be no anxiety, there would be no sadness, there would be no fear or worry. It would be us moving in alignment with who we truly are, outside of those negative beliefs, those limiting beliefs, those beliefs that tell us that we can't, that we should just live inside of these different circumstances that are unpleasing for us. We have choices, but we cannot make those choices until we realize what's impacting those choices, the beliefs that are impacting those choices, those beliefs that are shedding a certain light on the world that may not be a light that you want to see, shedding a tint onto the world that you may not want to look through. So as we kind of do this work, this is the constant work, this is the constant journey that we're going on. As we do this work, as we move towards our true self, as we remove these lenses, we can start moving towards the things that we're truly passionate about, the things that we truly want for ourselves in our lives, and the things that we truly want to feel in our lives. But it starts by realizing what lens you're looking through. So yeah, that's all I really have for this episode. It was really just something short and was on my mind. Again, I was going to skip this week, but I felt that this was a message that I wanted to just send out. So I think next week will be business as usual as I kind of get more settled into this new place that I'm at. But if any of you have any ideas or thoughts or anything that you'd like to share, you can send those to everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can join any of the social media groups, everything.sunpodcast, on Instagram, Twitter @everysunpodcast, and the Facebook group @everysunpodcast as well. And yeah, that's all I got. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon.